fans, welcome to the Six Man Show Postgame Live, presented by Rock'em. That's 2 games, 2 wins. Your Orlando Magic are 2-0, baby. Let's go. 116-101 over those pesky Brooklyn Nets. I'll give them a little bit of credit. They fought really hard tonight, kept the game close through the entire night, honestly, basically down till the end. But too much Magic, too much defense, too much three-point shooting. We're going to talk about that, the Magic shooting the ball well tonight again, which is definitely a development. But yeah, welcome to the show. My name's Kevin. Glad you're here. This is the Six Man Show Postgame Live. It's our live broadcast on YouTube after each and every Orlando Magic game, and it is brought to you by Rock'em. Rock'em is the world's largest sock store. They make socks and underwear, some of the coolest stuff you will ever see, I promise you. Whether it's for the Orlando Magic or some of your other favorite teams like NFL, NHL, and college too, or even non-sports things like Harry Potter, Disney, Marvel, all kinds of cool stuff they have on their website. So check them out at rock'em.com. Just use this code, MAGIC20. It'll get you 20% off your order all Orlando Magic season long. Again, that is MAGIC20. MAGIC20, 20% off your order. And it also helps out the show too. So definitely check them out again at rock'em.com. Let's go, boys and girls. Magic 2-0. 2-0. Obviously, we came into this game expecting a win, right? Brooklyn is expected to be one of the worst teams in basketball. You're at your home opener. You got to win this game. But it was tougher than expected. At least I expected. Now, the score line, indicates a, 15-point win, which, was deserved for sure. More than Vegas projected. Vegas, I think it was like 11.5 was the line. But the Nets kept it close for a while. And the Magic had to kick it into a different gear there in the second half, especially defensively, which is exactly what we saw on Wednesday. Again, a little bit of a different result, but the defensive intensity that this team puts together in the second half is just wearing teams down, which you love to see. That's the identity of this Magic team, and so definitely pumped to see that. Tomorrow's going to be interesting, and we'll talk about that towards the end of the show. You go your first back-to-back of the season, 3 games in 4 nights. You go to Memphis, a team that is much more difficult, probably better than both of the teams that you've played so far. Second night of back-to-back. Can you have that same kind of defensive intensity in the second half of that game? We'll talk about that later. But yeah, welcome to the show. Let's check out some of these super chats. First, we got Luis Rosario, our good friend, says the refs were atrocious, complete incompetence. Yeah, that was a rough night for the refs, if we're being brutally honest. Difficult night for the refs. Yeah, I think they'll probably review this game. The refs, it's early in the season for them too, so they got to get some more reps, I'm guessing. But yeah, it was a rough game. On the flip side of it, though, both teams played very physical tonight, right? And so I think the refs were given a tall task to try to manage this game, but they definitely mismanaged it on several times. Thank you for that super chat. We also have one from David S. Says, Mo in the fourth. Give me Mo buckets. Mo was unstoppable. You got to give credit. Thank you for that super chat, by the way. You got to give credit to Mo and Wendell. Because this Nets team, especially when Nick Claxton is off the floor, they're so small. And Mo and Wendell just took advantage whenever they had the opportunity to, whenever Nick Claxton was off the floor. Whether it was Mo scoring or Wendell rebounding, I thought Wendell was sensational tonight, especially defensively. He got out on some of Brooklyn's smaller guys and did a great job. So anyway, shout out to Mo and Wendell tonight. They were terrific. But yeah, 15-point win for the Magic. Super happy with that tonight. Again, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't perfect. But every game counts. We talked about that on Wednesday's game. Every game counts. And so a win is a win at this point. A win is a win. Some things you want to clean up, but we'll take it. Okay. Let's take a look at some of the stuff from the chat tonight. Luke B says Cole is transformed into a hustle guy. I love it. Yeah, I mean, Cole's got an engine, right? Like, the dude's nonstop, loose ball, doesn't matter. He got decked a couple times, sent to the floor. But shout out to Cole for giving his all as always. Matthew Thomas, yeah. Franz 50% from 3 and Paolo reading double teams. Let's go. It was tough going for Paolo tonight. Obviously, shooting the basketball. We'll talk about that when we get to the box score. But they were double and triple teaming him most of the night. And so he did a great job reading those for the most part. He had a few possessions that were a little dicey. But for the most part, he did a great job and ended up with 9 assists because of that. So yeah, shout out to Paolo for sure for that. Let's see here. We got our first play the song. It's Luke B. He says, play the song, a Magic win. You know what that means? Of course, we got to play the song. 2 games, 2 songs. Let's go. Let's go. You love to see that. Can we play the song 82 times this regular seaseason? Can we go 82-0? Just kidding. David Elliott says, it was scrappy, but a dub is a dub. Shout out to Mo tonight. Yeah, absolutely. Super scrappy, and scrappy is Mo Wagner's game right there. Scrappy game, Mo's going to step up every time. Every time. Magic Prods 2 says, yep, can't go 82-0 without 2-0. Love to see that. Do you believe in says Franz? Yeah, Franz was great tonight. All the concerns about Franz that we've had over the last 12 months are very rapidly fading away. 29 points for him, 6 boards, 5 assists, 10 of 19 shooting, 3 of 6 from 3, 6 of 6 from the line, 3 turnovers. All that to say, there were a couple of shots that Franz is normally automatic with. So, like, he could have ended up with a 30-pointer first, like, easily. There were a couple shots at the rim, I thought, tonight that are like, those used to be automatic Franz shots. And so, if he even gets a couple more of those, which I think he's very capable of, this is an easy 30 bomb tonight for Franz. Luke B said that block at the end. Yeah, the Anthony Black block. Love to see that, especially after Brooklyn scored on the previous possession and ruined, keeping them under 100. I was so hoping, and they took that little layup after we ran the clock down, by the way. That's just a little bit of a glimpse into how chippy this game was. Yeah, it was a little bit of a battle. Till Life Channel says, let's go for 3-0 now. Hey, Magic have a chance tomorrow. Tomorrow's, obviously, this is Captain Obvious statement. Tomorrow's going to be the toughest game yet, right? Like, the Miami game, first half was tough. Second half, they rolled over and let you destroy them. Tonight, Brooklyn, again, on paper, not a good team. Again, credit them. They fought really hard and made things difficult. But tomorrow, Memphis is a different animal. Obviously, last season, the record didn't show that. But once you get Ja back, anything's possible. They're actually playing right now. Let me check on their score. They're in Houston. And they are down 13 with a minute left in the third. Interesting. So let's hope for the Magic's sake that they can keep that close. We don't want Memphis resting guys in the fourth quarter. We want their guys working really hard, and maybe even let's see that game go to 5 overtimes or something. Let's see that. Nesto says Franz can shoot now. Again, 3 of 6 from 3. You can't be mad at that. He also says, or Matthew says, if Franz can shoot even league average, look out. Yeah, I mean, that's what he did for 2 seasons, before last year. So if he can go back to what he used to do, absolutely look out. And again, on the whole, if the Magic can shoot league average from 3, that's the bigger story there. Magic go 15 of 30 from 3 tonight, 50%. That is a huge storyline. The Magic didn't shoot, obviously not that well on Wednesday, not 50%, but they took too many threes, if you ask me, 49 threes on Wednesday. I think they were 18 of 49 or something like that. But again, you'll take those percentages with tonight as well. I mean, if the Magic are going to shoot the ball well, that was the pain point of this team last season. Among other things, turnovers, free throw shooting, but 3-point shooting in particular, we've said it over and over again, that was the pain point of this team. And if they can shoot the ball, the sky is the limit for this team in this season, not future. We keep talking about the future. This season, the sky's the limit for this team if they can shoot. Love to see that. K. Will says Mo showed out in the fourth. Facts. Ed says should have been by 25. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. The Magic obviously let off the brakes a little bit there in the fourth quarter. Cam Thomas is a machine, man. What did he end up with? It wasn't his best night, but 3 of 5 from 3, 7 of 17 from the field, 24 points. Every time he rises up, you feel like it's going in. That dude is crazy. But yeah, he and Dennis Schroeder really kind of kept it close for them. Let's see, where's Cam Johnson? Yeah, Cam Johnson started hot and then ended up 2 of 10 from 3. Good grief. You'll love to see that if you're the Magic. Luke B also says, shout out Coach Jordy Fernandez, got his team fighting. Only thing is our guys never back down from a scrap. Again, facts. I give big credit to Brooklyn tonight. I was very impressed with how they fought. Very impressed. They made things very difficult. They basically ran full court press for 48 minutes. They worked their tails off tonight. But it was just a little bit too much Magic and not enough offense from them, especially to handle our defense. The only hero says you can't name a team that's more fun to watch play defense than the Magic. 82-0, here we come, play that song. 100%. And here's the thing. We saw multiple national NBA like writers and content creators tweeting about this tonight. Multiple guys were watching this game and talking about this, talking specifically about Jalen Suggs. talking about just the defense in general. I think it was Sam Vecini who did it, and there was someone else who tweeted about it too. Oh, Ryan Russillo tweeted about it as well. How they were watching this game and just, basically blown away by the defense, blown away by Jalen Suggs. Again, people are starting to take notice around the league, and that's pretty cool. Jeremy, I'm so glad you brought this up. Jet Howard's 3 in front of his dad was purely magical. How crazy was that? Not just in front of the Brooklyn bench. It could have been anywhere. And Juwan Howard could have been anywhere on the bench. Jet Howard was quite literally standing directly in front of his dad on that 3, which was so cool. Like, how cool was that? And credit to Juwan for being a pro, because he didn't crack a face at all. Like, I would have at least smirked, But he's a pro's pro and kept a straight face. But that was a pretty cool moment. As soon as he let it go, he's thinking about his dad being there right behind him, which is very funny. Do you believe in says, go ahead and try to shut down Paolo. We got Wagner's. Yeah, not one, but 2 of them. Take a look at that. Brian Soto says they need to review this game. I'm sure you're talking about the refs. Yeah. Rough night for them. Hey, it's early season for them too. So I'll give them a little bit of break. Again, I said at the top of the show, both teams played very physical, made the refs' jobs very difficult, like to call this game. So I give them a little bit of grace, but they definitely messed up a few of them. I love this. Ben says, Wendell has stepped up so far this season. Apparently my criticism of him is paying off. Wendell has been very good. Again, it's not going to jump out on the box score, especially offensively, but he doesn't need to, right? Like, that's not really his role in this team right now because of the weapons that we have, around him. But I thought, obviously, rebounding the basketball through 2 games, he's been terrific, which was the big thing that Magic fans were frustrated with last year, was his rebounding. He's been terrific rebounding the basketball. And again, defensively, Wednesday and also tonight, I thought defensively Wendell was really good. There were several times he had to switch out on some of the smaller guys for Brooklyn. They're out on the perimeter, and he did a great job. Great job from Wendell. Super, super happy. It's going to be big for him tomorrow. There is no Jaren Jackson Jr. for the Grizzlies tomorrow, so that's a little bit of relief, but he is going to go against Zach Edey. So if you guys haven't been watching Zach Edey, maybe watching him in preseason, or maybe you didn't watch college basketball, which, not everybody does, but Zach Edey's this gigantic rookie center for Memphis. And so he'll play against him tomorrow. I don't think he is started. He started tonight at least. And so that'll be interesting to see. He's got 6 points and 7 boards, does Zach Edey tonight in their game against Houston. So that'll be interesting seeing him play against a totally different type of center. Again, like he was primarily with Bam, on Wednesday and tonight, sometimes with Nick Claxton, but even when Nick Claxton was off the floor, it's usually like Ben Simmons or whatever the other guy is for Brooklyn. So be very interesting tomorrow against Zach Edey, who's a totally different physical, basketball player. So D. Randall says, hit that like button. Yeah, there's 150 of you hanging out with us here on this 10 o'clock Friday night here on the East Coast. So if you want to hit that like button and support the channel, that'd be awesome. Above all else, it's just to help the YouTube algorithm have other Magic fans find us. We want other Magic fans to, join our community as we continue to follow this team that we love. And so hit that like button and help other Magic fans find the Six Man Show. Arto says, Paolo, 13 assists and 0 turnovers so far on the season. Huge for Paolo. And, we can talk tonight about, didn't shoot the ball well, didn't score the ball well, was very bad at the free throw line. All those things are true. But he found ways to get other guys involved because of those double and triple teams like we talked about. And like you said, not turning the ball over in 2 games is crazy. Crazy. You love to see that, especially, again, for a guy that has the ball in his hands so much. And tonight, again, facing double and triple teams and not turning the ball over. Amazing. Love to see that. Omar says, I think Mosley saved Jalen at the end to stay fresh for Ja tomorrow, 100%. I think it's twofold. I think part of it was he liked what Anthony Black was doing out there, and to an extent, Cole Anthony kind of as part of that unit. But I think the other part of it, 100%, it was Jalen and KCP saving them tomorrow, back-to-back, going against Ja and the rest of those guys. Desmond Bane, I think, will probably play tomorrow as well. So, yes, definitely, you're 100% correct. And I thought that's a very smart move, because why not? I mean, why not? So the big question mark for me tomorrow is going to be Jonathan Isaac. He was kind of basically almost a game time decision tonight. Didn't go because of that bruised hip from Wednesday's game. So I'm curious to see if we'll see him tomorrow. I think he would be a huge asset to have tomorrow against Memphis. Again, not just some of the big guys that they have, but also protecting the rim from, especially Ja. So that'll be interesting to see tomorrow if he gets a chance to play. The Rebellious says KCP is a perfect fit for this young squad. 100%, man. Right away. Has fit right away. You love to see. And again, it's not just on the court stuff. Like, I love seeing how he's interacting with our young guys. Even tonight, some of the moments where in that first half where there was some frustration, Jalen got frustrated one time. It's Kenny who's been like going over to the guys and like, hey, settle down. We're good. Let's play our game. Focus on us, whatever. And so, yeah, I just can't wait to see this over the course of an 82-game season, but really in the playoffs, I think that's where we're going to see the investment of Kentavious Caldwell-Pope really pay off, and I hope that's true. So, oh, man, John says, love that block from AB at the end. What a dog. I love it, too. And here's the thing. If they hadn't scored on that last possession, Anthony Black probably lets it go. But I think the Magic were a little upset that they took that layup right after the Magic, held the ball and took the shot clock violation. So Anthony Black was like, no, we're not letting you do this again. And I just love that. It was amazing. Amazing. Nikki Nunu says 82-0 and 16-0. Hey, again, like someone else said earlier, you can't go 82-0 without going 2-0. Love to see it. Ben says AB thriving off the bench. Anthony Black has been so stinking good. Like, wow, what a huge lift for this team to have someone like that come off the bench. He's just been so good. The Rebellious also says they need to bring the same defensive intensity every night. They're frustrating teams. By and large, like 90 to 95% of the time, this is what they're going to bring every night, which is crazy. Like, there's no other team that plays like this. None. It's super fun. Omar says, shame on anyone ever worried about Franz. Now, hold on a second, Omar. Hold on. For the record, there's two sides of this. One, if you were worried about his three-point shooting, like me, I think that's totally justified because it wasn't a few games. It was 12 months of poor Franz shooting, okay? Now, if you were worried about the rest of his game, yes, shame on you. Absolutely. But the three-point shooting, I think, was totally fair. Totally fair. Let's see. AP66 says they look a lot more mature and ready this year. I 100% agree. Like, this team, there's a different, like, energy and vibe about them. And, last season was very much still like young team, happy to be here. Wow, this is fun. So far, again, we're so early. We're 2 games into an 82-game season plus the postseason. But so far, it has been very, to me, 2 things. Business-minded, right? Like, they're serious. They're still having a good time, but they're very serious about it. Again, it's very business-minded. But also, there's like a swagger so far. Like, the Magic, talked a little bit last year. Through 2 games, this team is running their mouths, like, the whole time. It's not just Mo Wagner I'm talking about. I'm talking about everybody. And, at some level right now, obviously, we're winning basketball games, and that's fun. And that's great. And, so, but ultimately, what I'm getting at is we'll see how long that can continue. This team's obviously going to face adversity. Every team does. It's an 82-game season. When that happens, that's when the question mark will be, what happens to this team's attitude, this team's vibe? Do they, as Jamal Mosley always says, prevent themselves from getting too high or too low? That's what we got to see. But you're 100% right, AP. It's just a different energy, which is so cool. Magic Prod says Paolo being interviewed on NBA TV right now. Nice. I can't wait to watch that. Also, tomorrow's game is on NBA TV as well. For those that are outside of the Central Florida market, you can watch that game on NBA TV against Memphis, which will be fun. David Erickson says, can't wait to play someone good. Facts. We talk about the Magic defense, and it is obviously very good. It was, basically by most metrics, the second best, maybe third best defense in the league last year. Expect to be top 3 again this season. However, Brooklyn, again, going to be one of the worst teams of basketball, and Miami might end up having one of the worst offenses in the league, potentially, depending on how these guys work out. And so I'm taking these first 2 games with big grain of salt for exactly that reason, because I think these could be 2 of the worst offensive teams in the league. However, even if that's true, the Magic play great defense. And so you'll absolutely take it every time. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. You guys are cracking me up. Janine says, just leaving Kia, not as pretty as Wednesday, but a win is a win. Let's go, Magic. Absolutely. You'll always take that, a win at Kia especially. The energy in Kia, at least watching on TV, was very interesting tonight. Obviously, very high energy at the beginning of the game, had some highlight moments. It was good. But because Brooklyn kept like chipping away and kept staying close, like I almost said Amway. Kia never had like this real big surge. At least it didn't feel like it on TV. It didn't really have like this big surge, like this like put the game away moment. Essentially, there was some stuff in the second half, obviously, but it just didn't quite get there. What'll be interesting. Next home game Monday against Indiana. I think that'll obviously be a very entertaining game. Indiana, a much better team than Brooklyn. A lot of offensive weapons for them, so that'll be a big test for the team at home on Monday. Yeah, Major Everett says that sequence with KCP and Gary Harris on that 3 after the steal was magical. Facts, man. How fun was that? That was super fun. Steven says, I'm more worried about Jay Huff than Zach Edey. Facts. Jay Huff was great on Wednesday. Let me see if Jay Huff is getting. He has to be playing tonight. Yeah, he's played 13 minutes, 8 points, 2 boards, 1 assist, 2 steals, 2 blocks for Orlando Magic Summer League legend Jay Huff. Love to see that. All right, a couple more of these chats, and then we're going to go to the box score. Let's see. Do you believe in says, you remember a week ago when we didn't know if Suggs would be here to save our bacon? Yeah. Hey, that was like 5 days ago, so definitely glad that is over. Luke B, this is a great point. It says, Franz's defense has also been incredible. He was really good tonight. The whole team obviously was really good. But yeah, you're right. Franz's defense, so underrated. So underrated. Major Everett says, the Magic just make me so happy. Isn't this great, guys? Can we just stop? Thank you, Major, for this. Can we just stop and take this in for a moment? Show our appreciation that the Orlando Magic are good at basketball again. After so many years of bad basketball, basically between Dwight and, the end of the Vooch era, and then we had our 2 playoff runs. And then after the Vooch era, we went back into, disaster mode as we rebuilt. But the Orlando Magic are good at basketball again. And I, for one, am so grateful for that. It's just such a fun time. And after, basically having horrible seasons for over a decade, I'll just never take it for granted. I'll never take it for granted when the Orlando Magic are great. Not even great, good, I think this team will become great, and maybe they will this season. I don't know, but at least having good basketball is so much fun. Neil says, leaving Geico Garage. Let's go, Magic. Let's go. Glad you got to go to the game. All right, let's see here. Rich says 10 minutes free throws. Yeah, we're about to look at that here in a second when we look at the box score. Solitary Introvert says it was nice to see another sold-out crowd. Magic Nation will be heard. Let's go. Yeah, it's awesome to see that. Awesome. Okay. Omar says Rockets are blowing the Grizzlies out now. Man, come on, Memphis. Oh, yeah, they're down 21 with 9 minutes to go. Yeah. GG's. Man, Jaw's going to get some rest. Bane's going to get some rest, and those guys are going to have a little bit more maybe in the tank tomorrow, but we'll see. Hey, at least Jalen and KCP got some rest as well. All right, let's take a look at, there it is, the box for tonight. Franz Wagner, we already talked about him, but 29 points, 6 boards, 5 assists, very efficient, 10 of 19 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3, 6 of 6 from the free throw line. Hey, no notes. Sensational from Franz tonight. Really, really good. Paolo, again, we talked about, struggled shooting the basketball, scoring the basketball tonight, but ends up with 15 points, 9 assists, 6 boards. And again, shooting 6-11 from the free throw line. He'll be the first to say that's just not good enough. He's got to do better than that. We talked about Wendell. I thought he was great. Again, 8 points, 11 boards, 4 assists. Wendell had some really good passes from the paint and the low post tonight, kickouts and stuff. So kudos to him. KCP gets his first couple Magic threes, 10 points for him. Jalen Suggs, 10 points as well, 5 boards, only 1 assist for Jalen, 3 turnovers, had a couple pretty, maybe questionable passes tonight, questionable decisions, but all in all, obviously defensively, Jalen was just outrageous. Anthony Black, 10 points for him. Let's see where I lost it. Anthony Black, 10 points. There we go. 5 assists, 3 boards for him. Yeah, 5 assists in 26 minutes. Played most of that second half, really, in the fourth quarter, especially. Gary Harris, 6 points for him tonight on 2 of 5 from 3. Mo Wagner was terrific. 18 points in 15 minutes for him. 1 of 2 from 3, 3 of 4 from 3. Again, they had nobody that could handle him tonight. He could pretty much do whatever he wanted. Ended up 7 of 8 from the field, man. That's crazy. Cole got off the mark. Remember he was 0 of 7 on Wednesday. Ends up getting his first field goal of the season, a 3-pointer, as well as his first free throws of the season. So 4 points for him. Goga played for a few minutes there, kind of taking some of those Jonathan Isaac minutes, ends up with 3 points for him. And then Jet Howard comes in for the last 90 seconds and hits that triple right in front of his dad, which was, I mean, what a cool stinking moment. Like, take your LeBron and Bronny stuff, whatever. This is a cool father-son moment. I'm just kidding. The Bron and Bronny stuff was really cool too. All right, Magic shoot 52% from the field, 39 of 75. Love to see that. 50% from 3, 15 of 30. That is like the sweet spot for the Magic right there. If you're taking around 33s, plus or minus, give or take a few, and especially if you're hitting 50% of them, amazing. You love to see that. Obviously, free throw shooting tonight, not good. 23 of 33 for 69%. Not nice. Okay, you got to do better than that. Hopefully we'll see that tomorrow. Magic with 39 rebounds, only 5 offensive rebounds. You'd like to see the Magic do a little bit better on the glass tonight, especially considering the lack of size for Brooklyn. 28 assists for the Magic on 39 field goals. That's awesome. You'll love to see that. 10 steals for the Magic, 7 blocks for the Magic. Who got those blocks? Let's take a look. I'm going to go back here. 1 for Paolo, 2 for KCP, 2 for Anthony Black, 1 for Gary, 1 for Mo. Interesting. That's more than I thought. 7 blocks for the Magic. That's cool. And then 13 turnovers for the Magic. Okay, that's an interesting point there because the Magic, I believe, had 8 at the end of the first half. So you only have 5 in the second half. That's awesome. We'll definitely take that. Points in the paint. Yeah, Magic did pretty well there. 44 and 10 fast break points for the Magic. So interesting. Brooklyn ends up with 31 fouls and 21 free throws. Okay, interesting. Yeah, it definitely changed in the second half with some of that foul calling. But yeah, we talked about it already. Refs were a little bit dicey tonight. Let's look at some of the scores around the league. We already talked a little bit about this Memphis game and how it could potentially impact tomorrow. Let's see some of the final scores here. The Knicks blow out the Pacers at MSG, so that's interesting there. Both teams are 1-1 now. The Cavs 2-0 now. They played. Wait, did they play Detroit in their first game? Who did Cleveland play on Wednesday? I think they played Toronto. Okay, I was like, they played another bad team. Okay, so it was Toronto on Wednesday. So they've had, relatively easy schedule, similar to the Magic, depending on how Miami actually is. And so they win tonight by 12. Hawks beat the Hornets by 5. Okay, interesting. So Hornets were down pretty big earlier in that game, but they made it close. Raptors beat the Sixers. Sixers are 0-2 now. Interesting. And then the games that are currently going on, the Bulls are up 12 on the Bucks. And then, like we mentioned earlier, the Rockets rolling on the Grizzlies right now. I fully expect, if they haven't already, the Grizzlies start pulling guys like Ja and Desmond Bane to save them for tomorrow's game. Let's see how many minutes they've played. Yeah, 22 minutes for Ja, 26 minutes for Desmond Bane. Yikes, yeah. Magic ended up with, let's see what our guys played, because Paolo played a lot. Yeah, 37 and 38 for Franz. It's basically like a whole quarter more than Desmond Bane and Ja. So that'll be interesting tomorrow. Let's take a look at these standings. Are we going to look at standings in October? Abso-freaking-lutely. Because why not? As long as the Magic keep winning, we're going to look at the standings. So the Magic tied atop the Eastern Conference with Boston, Cleveland, and Atlanta at 2-0. You love to see that. And again, these games count, folks. And so that means, if you look at something like this, the Orlando Magic already have a 2-game lead on the Philadelphia 76ers. Some people are going to roll their eyes and say, are you really saying that stuff in October? Yeah, a 2-game lead, obviously it can disappear in the blink of an eye, and it might, but a 2-game lead is significant. If you think about the end of the season, potential tiebreakers and stuff, obviously Philly playing without Joel Embiid and Paul George, but every game counts, and you have a 2-game lead on a team that you expect to be fighting with there down the stretch. And again, you get a 1-game lead on the Knicks. We'll see how this Bucks game ends up. You have a half game on them. So every game counts, guys, including the ones in October. Super happy with that. All right, last couple of thoughts here from the chat before we call this a night. Still got some people talking about the refs, which, don't really blame me for that. Soundbang Beat says, was at the game and have to give major credit to AB. They threw a lot of pressure at him, and he handled it well. Yeah, they were pressuring our guards all night long, literally 48 minutes of press, basically. And so credit to AB, showing that poise and just the pure talent and ability to go around some of those pressures and get to the rim or whatever. He was good. Luke B, 3 steals for Cole. Yeah, again, Cole super active. Love to see that. All right, a couple more of these here. Destin for Greatness says, it feels like we are sharing the ball better this year. Absolutely. In 2 games, it feels like our assists are up both individually and as a team. And it's not just necessarily the assist stat, but we're moving the ball a lot better. And even if it doesn't end up in a bucket, even if it doesn't end up as an official assist, just the overall ball movement, I think, is really good. We're having fewer and fewer possessions where the ball is getting stuck. We had that a lot last season. I think there are a lot of reasons why maybe that's not happening as much. But yeah. Stephen Long says, Memphis starters are still in. Okay, I stand corrected. Hey, keep them in there as long as you want. See if you can come back. See if you guys can make a comeback. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, that's going to do it for us tonight, guys. Another win for the Magic. You'll take it. 2-0, 2 games down, 2 wins. You can't ask for much more than that. Was it perfect tonight? No. Was it pretty? Not always. But it's a win. Hey, we're back tomorrow. Magic in Memphis. It's a later tip-off, 8 o'clock tip-off, and it's their home opener, which means it'll start even later because all the player intros, but whatever. Whenever that game is over, we'll be back here on YouTube. Until then, we'll see you on Saturday, and let's go Magic.